This of all videos will definitely need a disclaimer. So I'm gonna get it right out of the way and say this is by no means a convincing video. I am not here to convince. That is not what this channel is about. All I'm asking is that if you ever change your mind or you make any permanent decisions such as children, it comes from yourself. I went to say, what is up, people? Look at my Raynos. Look at that. It's horrific. What is up, people? Welcome back or to another video. For those of you who are joining for the first time, a very warm welcome. I'm Jade and I'm super grateful to have you come and join us. Whether you're old, whether you're new, or whether you're a veteran to this channel, all information and links will be provided in the description box down below. So moving on to this video, I felt it was really important to bring up this topic because I'm seeing kind of like an increase both in articles, in conversations, and in a lot of comments that I'm seeing in certain Facebook groups about people who are either not sure that they want kids or not, or they've hit a certain age where they're starting to think, do you know what? I don't really want kids, but I'm starting to wonder whether this is actually being the right choice for me. We all feel fleeting moments of loneliness, maybe of self-doubt, depending on who you are, where you were raised, who you were raised by, etc. In this video, we're going to be going over what are these top 3 pointers to ensure that you are making this decision for yourself and it isn't actually coming from anybody else. I've always personally stood by the saying, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. And this might sound very black and white to some people. However, I find that umming and ahhing over something as permanent as having a child is just not good enough. It has to be a fuck yes. It has to be, I really want this. I'm really feeling it. I really, really need this in my life. That is how you know that that is the choice for you. Whereas if you're umming and ahhing and you're posting on stuff like Reddit and Facebook or like these threads online where you're kind of like, oh, do you know what? I've never wanted kids, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. Well, that is a different ball game. It's not about you not wanting kids. It's about, let's focus on the fact that you're doubting yourself and why is the reason that you are doubting yourself. I find that a lot of the time, any kind of self-doubt that pops up like that, it comes up because of someone else. It comes up because you've heard a comment or someone's got under your skin. There's usually a reason for it. You don't just wake up one day having spent the best part of 30, 35 years saying no to something and then suddenly going, oh, do you know what? Maybe I've made the wrong choice. That shit always comes from someone else. I don't believe for a second that it comes deep down from somebody's actual gut. It takes a while. If it does come from your gut and you're starting to be like, I'm not sure I've made the right decision here. I'm getting a bit of baby fever. I'm starting to get these hormonal pulls. That starts gently. I don't believe it actually you just wake up one day and it's like a switch. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. Of course, if you have any kind of stories that you wish to share or, you know, from your own personal experience or from friends and family, pop them down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear different viewpoints from this. But me personally, I don't think you just wake up one morning and this hormonal pull is like randomly just there, like someone's put a letter through your post box. So my first point would be 100%. If this is not a whole 150 million% fuck yes, then you do have to pay attention to that little smidgen of self-doubt and really dig deep, get curious and figure out why it's there. If it's coming from you, if it's coming from somebody else. I like to stress again, this is not a convincing video. This is not me telling you don't have kids. However, I've seen so many times again that the self-doubt is just put there by somebody else. It's on a subconscious level. And then those people go on to then have children. And then these are the exact stories we see on the I Regret Having Kids Facebook page. I think another thing we need to pay attention to is when you are making a decision as permanent as this, and you're not sure, you need to ask yourself one question. Are you people pleasing? Honestly, ask yourself this question, journal on it, have a little walk, have a little think about it, speak to a trusted person in your life, or speak to someone like, I would say speak to someone like a therapist because they're actually unbiased. and they're not gonna, if you speak to like a parent about it, they're obviously gonna be like, yeah, go ahead, give us a grandkid. So it's really important that if you are gonna open up and speak about this to anybody, it has to be a neutral person who isn't going to take sides. Ask yourself, are you a people pleaser? Are you doing this because you want to please people around you? I do have videos on this. I did do a live stream a couple of months ago. I'm gonna link it in the description box below about people pleasing. Look, I get it. As humans, we all want to fit in. We all want to find a place where we feel welcomed, where we feel great about ourselves, where we're liked and accepted. I 100% get that, guys. Ask yourself, is this because I'm worried? Is it because of FOMO? Is it because I'm scared of what my family are going to say to me? Or, you know, cut me out, or, you know, treat me like shit, or something like that. I do genuinely believe that a lot of the stories we are hearing online now of all this, like, oh, regret, you know, the stories that we do hear of the regret or the uncertainty when people start like hitting their late 30s, early 40s, they start to doubt, like, have I made the right choice? Sometimes I believe it just comes down to what other people are saying and doing around people. And they suddenly get this little fleeting moment of, you know, low confidence, self-doubt, and they're like, oh shit, I don't know if I've made the right choice. You know you've made the right choice. Instinctively, you will know. You know, this isn't to shame anybody or to make anybody embarrassed. Like, if you want to go through it yourself, journal on it. Ask yourself, like, question your behaviors, question, you know, choices that you've made in your life, other choices, and be like, did I do this because I wanted acceptance? Did I do this because I wanted someone to like me? We've all done it before, so it's not coming from a shame standpoint. We have all done it before. We have all been there, myself included, until I started waking up and realizing, like, shit, I made all these choices because I was trying to please somebody else. I was trying to get, you know, acceptance from my friends at the time or my family. So really, really important. Ask yourself, am I doing this for me? Is the decision coming from me? Or is it this secret pressure from somebody else? I think I may have overlapped a little bit because what I'm going to say next actually ties into what I've just mentioned. And that is the desire genuinely coming from you? You need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, is the desire actually coming from you, or has someone put doubt in your mind? Has someone made you feel stupid? Has someone made you feel less than? Do you feel like you're missing out on something? We need to ask ourselves these questions. It's so easy to just like kind of push those questions to one side and act upon what we think is the best thing to do. And that's when regret happens, because you can regret both things. You can regret not having them, but you can also regret having them. And I think we can all agree that we would rather regret not having them than have another life on the planet that may potentially be stuck in the middle of an awkward situation. A lot of us are raised in families and communities and towns where it's very easy to just be led down that path. Like, it's very easy to just like, oh, this is what everybody else does, so I'm just going to blindly follow. And we don't realize we're doing it until we're like, hang on a minute, I don't even want this. I don't want this. It doesn't make me feel good. It's not what I want in my life. And that's when, you know, the light bulb goes off in our heads and we're kind of like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is not coming from me. This is coming from society. This is coming from my small town that I grew up in, or this is coming from my parents, or, you know, my guardians or my grandparents or whoever it is. Ask yourself, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? It's so important, and there aren't enough people doing this before they make these really permanent decisions. A lot of people are doing this for clout. I'm not saying that's you. But there are so many people who simply, it's just for clout. It's just for attention. It's FOMO. If you saw my video from last week, you'll see that, just this one, I'm going to post it there so I don't forget, that some people, if you tear back the layers, it's just they're scared of being lonely. They're scared of, it's FOMO. And we all get FOMO to an extent, and I totally get that. Not everyone, but, you know, humans naturally just want what other people have, regardless of whether it's the right thing for them. They don't ask themselves, is this the right thing for me? They just see something and they just like, I want that too, because such and such person has it. And that's what I genuinely believe this is about. Sometimes if you peel back all of those layers, what's the actual reason? What's the self-doubt? Where is it coming from? Now, if you genuinely feel, do you know what? I've changed my mind. My hormones have switched on. my baby fever has been activated and you and your partner have a mutual agreement, go for it. It's a free world. But when people change from not wanting kids to suddenly wanting kids, I think it would be a gradual change and not a light bulb moment change. And if it is, it's probably a pressure from a parent, a partner, family, grandparents, etc. But let me know down below what you guys think, what your experiences have been, either with yourself or, you know, with family members or friends that you know who changed their mind. Do you genuinely believe it's come from them? Or do you think that they just acted out of FOMO and they wanted to be accepted by someone? I'd love to hear your stories. Let me know down below. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a massive thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.